Boom. Hey, let's try React Andy stream. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Source. Holy fuck. Okay. Maybe you. Okay. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Master Fran Art Stream. I'm your fine, fantastic streamer, host person, Matt's Fran. And today I'm having a different Friday stream because I did a bunch of different things. I figured I'll just leave all my I suppose news until Friday because I kind of just did a whole bunch of other stuff besides do my regular day job stuff. But yeah, welcome to the stream here. I'm mostly just it's gonna be a shorter one because I'll need to go out to some personal business. But yeah, right now I'm gonna be working on getting this swoop animation done. Kind of just add a little bit other owl animations, working stuff, and then I'm going to try and import all these sprites to my Unity file just to test them out because figuring out what needs to be done, what needs to get looking, and figure out, okay, this blends in with the background, so it'll probably need to be readjusted, things like that. So that's kind of the short plan of what I'll be doing today. So things are going to be pretty out there right now. Well, not really out there, but just things are going to be it's gonna be a low-key night because low-key day. Oop. 1 second. Gotta keep my ear open because I probably need to do I gotta pick up one of my parents from the airport, so I gotta be vigilant in case they land earlier than normal. But it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Hope everyone's doing good. Today I saw the new Superman movie, and short review, it's pretty good. It's as hype as the trailers made it, and I'd say it's a nice breath of fresh air for everything. In comparison to dealing with the Zack Snyder stuff and all that, it's a nice I don't know if it would be a reboot or a retread of Superman stuff, but it's pretty fun to it's a solid movie. It's good. It's really good. It's not like crazy groundbreaking, but that's the point of that movie is it's not groundbreaking. In fact, it asks you why you're trying to just reinvent so much stuff. So that's pretty nice. I do really like that they're not the JSA, they're the Justice Gang, but they're the superhero lineup. It's Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl. They're usually the JSA, like they got the Hall of Justice and all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I like that Lex Luthor is just a salty little bitch. Like that's basically the gist is Lex Luthor is the villain of Superman. That's not a spoiler, that's just the movie, and it's the entire movie, and I like that every tiny conflict that happens in that movie is all stranded and connected to Lex Luthor. Like, it's all just connected in a nice, poetic. It's a nice poetic thing. And of course, there's like some, and it does tackle some actual, legit issues that kind of were ripped from the headlines overall. Like, I could talk about it. Like, basically the fact that Superman intervened into a country, and a larger invading country goes against tries to invade a smaller country, and Superman stops him. And of course, he did it without the approval of the United States, so that ends up bringing up an issue of, oh hey, why are the metahumans essentially just enforcing their will? So yeah, that's the general issue of all that. Obviously, it's a better Yeah, it's better than Man of Steel, like 10 times. It's not a giant misery fest. So, that's pretty nice. If you really like Superman stuff, if you like catching just all the DC stuff, I'd 100% say, yeah, go check out the new Superman. Yeah, this owl sprite it ain't making me happy. We'll get to some other things. The claws of the owl or something that I do need to figure out. But yeah, some other things that I've kind of just been doing is over the week I was going to some art museums, and it was a nice reinvigoration of just just look at some actual art and kind of like retread your creativity overall to kind of just get yourself in a better frame of mind when it comes to doing a lot of these art things. I went to the Museum of Contemporary Art in Chicago, and I also went to the Art Institute Museum of Chicago. So basically I just, took 2 trips to the city and kind of just had some fun. I'd never been to the city proper on a weekday, so I've never experienced Chicago daily. So it's usually on a weekend I'd go to Chicago, probably like do some weekend casual thing where, we're all kind of doing, well, I'm probably like doing some casual, there's either a convention or event or some weekend thing that didn't really require me going to Chicago on the regular day. So that's kind of one of those days where I'm like, oh, I've never really experienced a Chicago crowd itself before. So yeah, that's one of those fascinating things where you tend to realize that you're not as it's I guess it's a perspective thing. I've never encountered Chicago proper as a dumb country guy who lives more in the suburbs of Illinois as opposed to Chicago proper. So that's been pretty all right. And obviously the Museum of Contemporary Art is great if you're ever in Chicago, more like northern, like closer to the north side is the Museum of the Contemporary Art, because I believe it's near like the Chicago water tower, if you understand your tourism stuff. But it's near there, near the it's closer to like the Willis Tower and the Trump Tower and shit like that. So Museum of the Contemporary Art, when you're finished protesting, you can stop by, enjoy some fine history when it comes to like they had an exhibit of one dude who did a bunch of like commentary on the Iraq War and his life dealing with being a refugee out of Afghanistan and stuff like that. So that's been pretty fun. Well, obviously it's not fun for him, but it's a nice art installation. Like one of the installations was he did a live stream a while ago where he would let, I guess, the chat shoot a paintball gun that's like attached to a rig, and he would be able to talk to the chat and the paintball gun would just fire randomly depending on what he did. So, well, not like depending on what he did, it was actually just more random, kind of just indicate, hey, you're living in an area where you can just get hit with gunfire no matter what, and it won't matter. Obviously, the point of it is much more, there's more to a point, but that's the general gist of how that goes. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I wrote it down in my, I did write it down in my sketchbooks. But yeah, what is his name? Because I did write down the sketchbook, because he also made a, Wafa Bilal. Yeah, Wafa Belial, that's his name. And yeah, essentially he did a bunch of general art installations when it came to dealing with all the politics of Iraq and Iran and Syria and things like that. All the crappy U.S. Middle East stuff. So it is what it is with that. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty nice. Did that. Saw a little history of the Chicago gay community in the 80s and them dealing with the AIDS epidemic and things like that, all the AIDS crisis, and kind of doing a showcase of how that movement went. And it was pretty good. It was pretty eye-opening. Obviously, when you're not aware of that history, it can be kind of blindsiding because you're so young, fuck all about that. And a lot of I guess a lot of kids now are indifferent to things like 9/11 too, because I suppose 9/11 is my generation's like big crisis, I suppose. But even now I'm kind of falling away from remembering how that went, because I think I was in grade school when 9/11 happened. But yeah, the AIDS crisis is a nice epidemic to that. Shows the history of them making zines and things like that. Thing magazine, other zines and stuff like that. Kind of just show off the Chicago gay community and try to get Richard Daley to give a shit about them. So that's one of those like fun things. Hey Joshy, how's it going? Welcome. I'm having a short little chat about like doing some pixel art while I talk about my time in Chicago. Just going to a bunch of Chicago museums and just vegging, getting my head back together, and trying to get a bit more inspiration in life. I've kind of been feeling not as creative these days, so I just went to a few art museums over the weekend, or not the weekend, but just the weekday. So I went to the Museum of Contemporary Art in Chicago, and then yesterday I went to the Art Institute Museum to see a bunch of historical art. Is there a pixel art app for Android? So I've tried one pixel art app that was it's a much smaller app, a phone app. I forget what it's called. I'd have to look up my old references, but I did make one pixel arts in Android, and it was pretty okay. It was kind of cramped, and let me see if I can find it, because there was one specific pixel art thing that I did that was in this specific app. Pixel Studio, that's what I use. So I used a pixel art app called Pixel Studio. Let's see. Boom. Okay. So I made this in Pixel Studio, and Pixel Studio is a pixel art app that I found on the Google Play Store, and I didn't know if it was good or not. I was just like, okay, pixel art app on Android, and that's where I found it. So it's pretty alright. The UI I'm not a giant fan of, because I even have some screenshots of what I did for the UI. So this is a screenshot from my phone, and as I was making it, I was kind of just getting a feel for using it on my phone. And I made a 2-frame animation for this, and the UI is a bit difficult because I believe the nature of how the UI looks. The animation frame, the UI is up here. So you'll essentially press the plus keys to get the second parts of the frame. And I don't know if there's a maximum frame count for it, but I'll assume it's not a lot. But yeah, that's what I use for Pixel Studio. And I used to use it for my Galaxy Note. Here's my Galaxy Note, what's it called? You know, it was my like Galaxy Note pen. Like it's my phone, but it has the little pen. Yeah, you can export it. No, I think you can, yes. So you can export as a GIF, but I don't remember off the top of my head if you can export as a sprite file. But I know you can export as a Photoshop file. So you can do that, export them as a GIF, export them as a PNG. Typical PixelArt exporting abilities with that. So Pixel Studio is decent for that. So if you want to get into PixelArt stuff, Pixel Studio is pretty decent. I'm not like 100% sure it's a high quality PixelArt because you know, Sprite is over on my big notable standard PixelArt software. And then, you know, for any iPad users, I use a PixSquare for iPad just because, you know, that's there. It's closest to Sprite, and you know, it's giving me a lot of features compared to Pixaxie, which I first used when I got my iPad. So that's one of those things. So yeah, Pixel Studio, I'll see if I can okay, so I'll drop the link to it. Copy, paste. So yeah, play.google/store, yeah, Pixel Studio, it's right there. So it's pretty straightforward. I think as far as I know, it's a really good PixelArt app. I don't know anything better right now, so you know, there hasn't been a port or a export of a Pixel Studio, so that's neither here nor there. But yes, yeah, Pixel Studio, a bunch of like little PixelArt stuff now. Yeah, we'll try it out now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and yeah, feel free to show me any links to your art if you want to do that. I don't say it as often, but I do like seeing people's, you know, link to art and things like that. So I like to catch people's arts as they make them. So gotta catch this, copy the head. Yeah, okay, go back to the claw, swoop here, boom. Okay. Got it. Just give him, like, no pants. Or just leave it like that, fuck it. And of course, we'll make the head a little larger. Try to do some tiny stuff with that. But yeah, yeah, back to talking about the Art Institute stuff. But yeah, my second day, or at least yesterday, I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, and obviously I went downtown, and I didn't have to go further north compared to the Museum of Contemporary Art. It's still pretty nice. It's obviously it's a really good history museum of just a bunch of art history. I spent an entire hour just in the Asian history wing. So a lot of it was just, you know, the Art Institute is humongous. Like I went to a wing where it had this 100-foot mural. I forget what the artist's name is, where he essentially had what's essentially a big journey to it's not a journey to the west, but it was like a giant epic mural. It's 100 feet. I took some pictures of it. I'll probably like show it, you know, maybe in editing or something like that. But there yet, is my phone connected? If my phone's connected, I could probably get those pictures out. Alright, let me see. Yeah, the Art Institute. That's a giant museum in the Indian art wing. And it's a big, like, mural of, like, going from, it's a giant journey and it's specifically, like, one artist's journey going through, like, life and stuff like that. So, that was the Indian art wing, and it was a bunch of, like, statues of, Shiva and, Durga and things like that. So it was pretty fun with that. Saw a lot of like Japanese arts, like some like the wood block prints and things like that. So that's been pretty cool. Some Chinese statues are pretty cool. Just a lot of Buddhas, and it's pretty nice actually seeing them face to face and seeing them to scale and kind of just actually seeing the textures and the actual wear and tear, the grit to them, because it's one thing to see art pieces as pictures and stuff like that, but it's a whole other thing to actually be standing in front of the statue, seeing all the tight details and carvings to it, because, you know, back then they had to carve all that stuff. So, okay, my phone's not connected to my computer. I'll show a picture much later once I actually get them off my phone. But it's a lot of carving, a lot of copper ware and things like that. And you're just seeing actual craft to a lot of these pieces. So that's been pretty nice to kind of just catch that and see, you know, actual museum pieces. Oh yeah, I absolutely recommend it. If you're ever touring in Chicago as like a tourist, or you're out of America and you're visiting Illinois, you should absolutely visit Chicago if you've never been out to that museum. And I was able to get in because Illinois residents can get in free on certain days. So if you have an Illinois zip code, you can actually schedule a day on like a Thursday night, because usually you do their free days on Thursday nights. And you're allowed to just walk anywhere through the free wings of the museum, which is practically everywhere. Like, it's not like completely gimped off. The only real, exclusive areas are for the larger artists. So there was a Frida Kahlo thing that was a more paid deal, but I didn't really need to see a Frida Kahlo thing because you had just all this general art history that you could just hit up. So I did that. Also hit up a cool like architectural draft section where you're seeing, you know, basic 2D sketches of architectural drafts and abstract art, minimalism, things like that. And some fun things with the minimalism section actually was there was a bunch of so it's kind of funny. So the nature of how minimalism works is the subject is not the art, but the art itself. And it actually makes sense because you're seeing the piece itself, and I'm in awe of the fact that someone was able to put down all those strokes down. They seem like a bunch of like random gobbledygook, but when you think about it, it's like someone took the time to make these tiny little hatches in like one piece where like there's a large like textured square and stuff like that. But then when you zoom in, you'll notice it's a shitload of numbers in that square. So you just have a bunch of handwritten, granted this is like handwritten like felt pen marker drawings on just a larger like canvas. And it's like, okay, who would spend so much time drawing like this tiny pen thing? I was like, that's kind of the point of it, that the human effort of putting down those pen sketches is just, that neat. So that's some pretty fun stuff. You're seeing some I was able to I managed to encounter some what's it called? Managed to encounter a few like American some miniatures and things like that. I'm probably gonna stream until, because I gotta go out by 7, so probably 6 or so. So I'm not really gonna be crazy long, just as long as I want. So yeah, you can lurk, you can stick around, it's totally fine. So feel free to stop by. I think once I finish this out, I'm probably gonna stop the stream because I do need to go out to pick up some family members. So yeah, that is what it is with that. But yeah, I probably have badly explained my artisan suit thing, but honestly, it's my memories. It's me going out, touching grass, and trying to have more experiences in general. Oh yeah, definitely. If you can't make it, you can catch me next time. Oh yeah. And it's hit that notification, because that'll let you know when I'm actually gonna be streaming, because usually I end up missing out a stream where it's like, okay, I will stream on Wednesday. Well, I'm going out Wednesday, so I'll stream another day. So stuff like that goes. Oh, I gotta answer a vet's funeral. Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah, my uncle recently died too, so yeah, lots of people are dying all over the place, which is half the reason why I'm on I'm not really on a health arc, weirdly enough, but it's like I'm trying to get myself to do more stuff. Oh, you're on the honor guard. All right, real fantastic. But yeah, I won't keep you. Hit up whenever you want. This is a very casual stream, so yeah, we had like 5 in the last week. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, so you should remember to stay healthy, make sure that you're up on your stuff, because I believe my uncle died of I think diabetes, if I remember correctly. So that's another thing. Might message me on Instagram. I do not have an Instagram. I am not on Instagram at all, so you're gonna have to message me everywhere else but Instagram. You can email me. You could, I suppose, DM me on Twitch, even though Twitch doesn't accept DMs. But yeah, talk to me some other time. Yeah, you thought I did. I used to have Twitch. I used to have Instagram, and then I stopped having Instagram because the runners of Instagram are pieces of shit, and I do not want to give them any more money for my time. So that is what it is with that. So, but hey, I'm having fun out here in like Blue Sky and everywhere else. I've been looking at Mastodon, but it's a bit barren and for mostly programmers. I don't really like Mastodon that much, but man, it's probably because I'm not used to it. Well, have a nice night. Yep, see you later. So yeah, Art Institute, it's been pretty nice. Thank you very much. Should be better looking, but we're gonna get you nice and moving after an hour or so. I think, I could probably just get away with this. Hey, Sessman, how's it going? Welcome to your stream. Hope you're doing well. I've been doing pretty nice with this owl enemy, and hopefully I can at least get a majority of this done. Last stream I spent a lot of times like making a general gliding animation. Oh. And that head is going all over the place. Why is that? That's because it's not green and filled in. So we gotta fill that in, baby. There we are. But yeah, I've just been talking about going to a proper art museum because going to art museums is healthy for life because it'll at least get you to go outside more. Thank you very much. It's turning out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with what's been going with this sprite right now. Yeah, because I'm trying to get to a swoop overall. So, obviously, most of my art assets for the demo is just, most of the art assets for the demo are just complete. It's mostly just on my programmer's hands, really. I'm mostly just making new enemies just to add more owls and to also bolster, more enemy variety overall, to just give myself something to do besides draw and write, because I've kind of been feeling a little stuck with writing, so I decided, okay, let's just get back to just doing more pixel art stuff. So that's essentially what I'm doing right now before I need to go out and pick up my parents from the airport and do all that jazz. But yeah, I saw the newest Superman movie. You probably mentioned that before. And yeah, it's been pretty decent. It's really cool. It's nice to see Lex Luthor just be a salty little bitch. And we don't need to explain half the superheroes because they're right there. If you know them, you know them. If you don't know them, it's not really going to affect too much because you'll figure out their deals right there. One thing that's really nice about that new Superman movie is every character in there has a point and a purpose. Like, everyone is there for the right reasons, even Crypto. And it's pretty fantastic to kind of just have that, like, the absolute tightest written script right there. Like, everything just has that, like, notable reason. It's boom, boom, boom. And it surprised me because it was an 8 a.m. showing that I went to, and I got out of the movie at around 11 p.m. So it's like 8, 9, 10, 11. A roughly 3-hour movie, but I didn't feel like 3 hours at all. Like, it felt like it was just rocking through. Like, it was packed to the gills with actual remotely good stuff in general. So the new one must be good because certain people call it woke. Oh man, obviously it's the typical stuff, but this one, okay, so I'm just gonna be like very spoilery with that. But yeah, this one is pretty overt with like ripping a lot of stuff from the headlines. A lot of the, part of the little conflict of the movie is that Superman essentially interfered with a country. He stops one larger country from invading a smaller country without the approval of the United States. And now he's kind of being scrutinized. So obviously that has no parallels whatsoever with any oncoming wars or genocides and things like that. And Superman basically like calls out the little bits of like waffling with that kind of stuff because people were going to die. And you see this in the trailer. Like, this wasn't a surprise. This was in the trailer. That Superman and Lois, they have an interview, and he essentially explains why he intervened in a country that was trying to kill another smaller country. And lo and behold, it's because Lex Luthor did stuff. That's not exactly a big spoiler that Lex Luthor is the big villain of the movie, but it all just goes back to Luthor. And of course, Luthor is a salty little bitch because, Superman just us so much better and yada yada yada. And yeah, that's Luthor. But how Luthor just ends up like controlling all the threads is pretty artful in itself, where all the threats in the movie all tie back to Luthor in a nice package, and it's pretty fantastic. And of course, all the typical, I suppose, woke things when it comes to fighting injustice and all that stuff. I remember there was that one big floppa meme where it was like, oh, of course superheroes are woke, dipshit. It came free with your fighting injustice. And, that was kind of just one of those just fun things. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Mr. Terrific was legit terrific. Like, that's probably the one thing people are gonna probably shit on, is like Mr. Terrific actually does stuff and is really important to the movie. Like, I really love Mr. Terrific. I've never like kept up with any of Mr. Terrific at all, but his costume looks drippy. Like, he's a really cool science hero. So that's pretty nice. Guy Gardner was funny as hell. Hawkgirl was pretty fun. And also, surprise, surprise, Supergirl was also in that movie. It's just she wasn't there till the end. And, spoiler alert, it's, Crypto is Supergirl's dog, who she just left to Superman to take care of. Meanwhile, that dog is just constantly just... the dog. Crypto's a bad dog, but he's a good dog. But Kara could have helped. Oh man, Supergirl is fun. But there's that. Jimmy Olsen. It surprised me that Jimmy Olsen was in the movie, but yeah, he has a big part. Jimmy Olsen's in there. Lois Lane, she's pretty fantastic. And I forget her actor's name, but she's actually a brunette. They actually got a legit brunette to be Lois Lane for once. Usually it's some other actress who they had to dye their head or give her a wig and things like that. It's kind of like, yeah, I guess. But I guess this is the first time they actually put a proper brunette character in there, so that's some fun stuff. And of course, Superman fights a random kaiju because Lex Luthor wants to distract him, and it makes just so much sense. So a lot of that stuff's been pretty fun with that. And yeah, I absolutely recommend you see it, especially you see it for yourself, so you're not like, colored by the internet discord. Oh yeah, Superman fights a big monster. In fact, there's also another just bit of subtext to that monster fight too, because like, not only is Superman fighting the big kaiju, but the rest of the Super Friends are also fighting the big kaiju to help him out. And it's kind of interesting where they, both Superman and the team have alternate methods of taking on that kaiju. And Superman, he's concerned with saving people, making sure people aren't getting hurt. And of course, I'm gonna call them the Justice Gang. Well, yeah, they are the Justice Gang. So the Justice Gang, Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl, they're trying to kill the kaiju, of course, but they're not really too concerned with protecting people as much as Superman is. And not only is Superman about protecting the people, but he's also about like making sure the monster can be captured to be studied or anything like that, to take it to like an intergalactic zoo and stuff like that. But it's like, that kaiju fight's a nice exploration of their methods and mindsets when it comes to doing this stuff. And then, it's a nice moment of like character study. So, I'm pretty happy that I'm able to see that too. So, as much as I shit at myself for not understanding writing anymore, I'm like, oh, I'm understanding. I know what you're putting down, Mr. Gunn. So, it's a fun like kaiju battle. And of course, there's some other giant things like Superman fights Superman loses to a giant robot. That's also a nice like little point of conflict with there too, because I guess in this like DC universe, reboot universe, Superman's only been Superman for 3 years, and this movie is the first time Superman's actually losing. So that's kind of one of those things where, Superman has to contend with the fact that a lot of people don't trust him, and he's still gotta gain that trust and maintain that trust. And Lex Luthor essentially just complicates that even further. So that's a nice little bit of meta textual stuff about the nature of, oh hey, people don't trust Superman because he's an all-powerful super alien. What if he's trying to enslave everyone, make everyone into a harem and stuff like that? So, that comes out there, and little bits like the nature of his chosen family, found family. They don't go through the origin too much, but it does come to mind with it does come back to be a little plot point about like chosen family and stuff like that. So obviously it's a way better Pa Kent than Man of Steel's Pa Kent. Of course, he ain't gonna be caught by a tornado anytime soon. So that's some just fun stuff with that. What else? What's some other just fun stuff that's just there? I don't know. It's kind of just, that's the most I can really talk about, because it's a overall simple movie. Like, if anyone doesn't understand Superman goes out, saves the day by being a good boy, that's on them, really. And if they think that's woke, I mean, I don't know what I can say other than you have empty bullshit for a soul. And Superman is the Chad Wojak, while they're the Lex Luthor crying Wojak. Like, they actually do that thing. They actually kind of set up an interesting double shot where it's Superman and Lex facing against each other, but you're just seeing Superman his chin just all solid, and then you're seeing Lex Luthor just crying angry baby tears that his plans are getting ruined. So that's some fun little stuff with that. Yeah, let me ban this person. Get rid of this bot. Okie dokie. But yeah, I absolutely recommend that movie. Obviously, it's a nice restart with that. It's also pretty funny because Peacemaker also just has a little cameo with that, which is John Cena just having a little bit of a speaking bit. So that's kind of funny with that. I haven't seen any Peacemaker or anything, but this Superman movie has convinced me to actually go watch it, because I did dig Superman, or at least the James Gunn Superman, enough that yeah, I'm getting rid of this part, because that way I'll let the feet kind of show more. And kind of just say, hey, here's how the feet are going. So really, I should probably I should set the silhouette so the claws are the big important points, because that way they want to make sure the claws are big important things to say, hey, you need to not be in this area when the claws are here. So probably do something like this, and that way the claws will be more there. All right, yeah, I'll see you later. You have a good night, and you go make sure those people are being taken care of, because a lot of people are dying these days. So it is what it is with that. But it's kind of funny because Superman like being able to like be like, yes, there is a genocide in Palestine. What do you mean I shouldn't be helping people not die? Are you stupid? And of course the villains are like, no, because the billionaire says that we're not gonna help those people. Fuck you, Superman. And Superman's like, no, fuck you. And he saves those people anyway. You know, it's kind of just one of those things. Obviously, he doesn't say fuck you. Everyone else says fuck you, though, because Superman's a good boy. Like, Guy Gardner will say fuck you, but not like, not Superman. It's kind of funny, because that's also just another little bit of characterization where it's like, Superman, as, you know, Superman in the movie is basically the big top point of morality in the entire movie, and then everyone else is just this tiny bit of goblinism. It's like this tiny teeny bit of like jerkery. Like everyone's, well, obviously they're not unlikable, but they're kind of assholes in tiny ways. And of course Superman's like, hey guys, can you just not be an asshole? And then everybody's like, no, that's boring though. And Superman's like, well, what's wrong with being, you know, being nice? And that's the big arc question of the entire thing. So, you know, that's obviously that's a big important point with that. So, that's a pretty fantastic little thing. And of course, I believe Fantastic Four is next week, the 18th. Fantastic Four release date. I'm not as anticipating of Fantastic Four as Superman, but I might catch it. You know, it's probably gonna be fine. It's just I've been burnt already on the other Fantastic Four movies. Like I never saw any of the Fantastic Four movies in theaters, so I was pretty like not as up to catching this movie too much. You know what? I'm actually going to copy. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty not as yeah, pretty focused on just working on these owl drawings just to get that down. You know, that stuff's been pretty nice with that. All right, how are we looking here? That's blinking a lot. So yeah, let me copy, delete V. It'll set up so the owls kind of just go away. But yeah, I am remotely optimistic about the rest of the DC universe. Like I wouldn't hate it if Patterson Batman actually crossed over with that Superman, because yeah, obviously shoot, I forget his actual name, but he was just, yeah, because like he's a completely different actor that I never knew about overall. Okay. Yeah, let's just get rid of that part. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm gotta just get rid of you, put you up here, and that should be good. Okay.
Smash hit song Status Quo Radio here on WQUO. I'm sure everyone remembers that fateful night on 2 Fork TV's hottest rock and roll-based program live from the gravel pit, and just as they were about to sign a major record deal. As the band was finishing up their smash hit, groupies stormed the stage and in a frenzy
I don't like how
worship,
floaty this goes.
members but one. Which member I forget, as they all look the same, and what he's doing right now, nobody cares. Well, on to the next big thing. We'll be back after these commercials.
Okay. Kind of working. Yeah, again, most of just making this animation is just refining it. I should probably just let it go though. But then again, let me look at some rest right now. I like looking at this owl ref and not really doing a lot of flying per se. That doesn't really move the wings that much. Sorry, kind of just snacking on some mall cookies. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, we're just gonna let it rock. Also, these wings aren't as refined as I'd like for them to be, so. Probably could just be together. It may, if there were more together like this. Now let's rework the head a bit. Maybe I could use this. Copy. B. Yeah, like do something like this. Yeah, like have a little bit. Nudge you just enough. I mean, it's okay. I'd probably reuse. Not looking as 100% as I'd want. I guess I'm paranoidly looking at everything all over. Nah, I think I'm just gonna need to redraw you. But I will put you to the side. Prepare it now. Put you to side, but I will redraw you here. Nudge you out. Get that going. Nice. Okay. And then we could probably like do like a little square-y type of head setup. Essentially, what's going to happen is I'm going to set it so this owl's beak is much higher up here. Yeah, get rid of this here. And we're just going to nudge the face up. Yeah, I think I'll rent DVD at Peacemaker if it has it, because I don't want to deal with HBO Plus's garbage if I can. But yeah, a nice cameo with Peace Walker was pretty funny. Yeah, it's looking a little square, but I'm gonna round you out. Because essentially what I'm trying to do with this face is trying to make it look up. Okay. I'm cooking. Things are starting to cook. Things are starting to cook. Believe it or not. I am starting to make food, so to speak. Okay. All right. Oakley dokley. Yeah, just earlier there was a release by Moon Channel about why Nintendo basically can brick your console. And it's basically another one of those just dystopian things where it's like, well, Nintendo can do corporate bullshit because most other corporations do corporate bullshit. I'm kind of like, I knew the answer, but I didn't want to know the answer. It's kind of along those lines of course, corporate bullshit's the reason why Nintendo can just break your console. So, you know, it is what it is with that. So I do want to watch it, Moon Channel. I was watching it a little bit, but I wanted to just stream because I hadn't streamed all week. So, Just wanted to have something done. Let's see, currently 5. Shit. Excuse me. Sorry. Hmm. Yeah. Looking at this nice and hard.
To fight the fight. Well, I just hope that you're doing alright. You had it all, then a fireball had made you leave this world. We stormed the castle.
Yeah, it should be good. No, it's not good.
But arrived just a little too late. King Dino said you'd be dead. It was all to save my girl.
Fuck it.
Godspeed, you crazy
Didn't want to add extras, but fuck it.
says, come
Sometimes gotta look at a thing and go, fuck it, and put it in there.
be here all the same. Well, I just have to wonder why.
I do not like this face at all. It's not as round as I'd like. Not as square as I want.
You were the lover, you were head of the class. Well, I was the fighter, I was kicker of ass. Just being fools in science school, and that's how we first met. We were always together through thick and thin, even in stormy weather. And in our lives,
Okay.
we survived the new
Honestly, might as well just leave it like that. That looks like a flying coal in some tiny ways.
speed, you crazy bastard.
So far, so good.
Says,
But making it work.
master, if it didn't rain balls of flame, you'd be here all the same. Well,
There's some things I would need to readjust.
heroes die.
Let's see. Currently 5, so you know what? Let me stand up and also throw this out. Hey everyone, I returned. I was working a few minutes that I was working a little bit, then I completely forgot that I was streaming. So, yeah. So, back to figuring things out with this. 'Cause I got roughly an hour, so let's see if I can get this rolling here. Okay. Okay. Oops. Yeah, make like a little settle thing. I would like to come back to the Art Institute later, because I haven't explored the entire museum at all. And there's a whole bunch of wings I still haven't gotten to. Like a lot of the American art I haven't gotten to. The actual classical art section I didn't get up to because it's on a higher floor. But yeah, I saw a bunch of miniatures there. I meant to mention that. Forgot to mention that. And the miniatures are pretty nice. It's so those miniatures, they're actual proper, someone got wood and carved them up and set them up so they're nice. And the way that it works with depth is also pretty fun with that, because not only does it have like the little rooms and stuff like that, all the walls, but they'll have a few open doors and open windows, and then there are some bits of miniatures inside those doors to kind of just give it that sense of depth while you're like looking through it. So that's a nice like extra touch to it for making a little diorama and stuff like that. So I really dig that. It's interesting seeing that, and makes me want to try doing some more 3D modeling one day. It's been a curiosity overall, but so it's just one of those things where it's there, but I don't want to spend so much time dealing with that. No, it's too much detail. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of like I'm looking at this, but there's just way too much detail to justify this. Wait a minute. Yeah, well, I'll figure out how this head works. Motherfucker, come on. Yeah, visiting at art museums kind of got me realizing that I'm not really doing a lot of exceptional stuff with my art. I'm looking up how I can paint and do marker art and stuff like that, and do more traditional techniques, I suppose. But truth be told, I'm not really doing anything that remotely groundbreaking when it comes to, I suppose, making art. Like, most of my art doesn't really have a message that I'm able, feel like I'm sensible enough to make sometimes. Because sometimes I feel like, okay, I exist, the art that I draw exists, but that's all I can really say about it. And it doesn't really do much to it. I think most of my art education has just been rudimentary, just technical skills, and not really much when it comes to, I suppose, philosophy or maybe like arts messaging, perhaps, where I've never really made an art with a specific message, and it kind of saddens me that I'm kind of just so boring that I haven't really been able to think of something that's I suppose more meaningful. There are occasions where I kind of look at my work and it's kind of like, okay, you have a character just standing around, but that's about it. They're just in essentially a blank space. They don't have a name, they don't have a character. I don't know where they're gonna go in Black Mask. I don't even know if they're even going to be in Black Mask. And these days, I'm kind of like realize that Cole's motivations are kind of just straightforward. I mean, okay, Cole is a merchant to get money, I suppose. But then it's like, okay, he's just going out in risky treasure hunts to get money. Is he doing this for the thrill of it? He could be. He could be doing it for the clout to get people to like him. That could be something. Get people to like him because he's constantly like going about thinking, okay, does anyone like me? I'm not gonna let them know that I am, a weird person. That could be a direction. I'm kind of like thinking out loud, pondering the actual nature of Cole's character as a figuring out Cole's motivations, goals with that, so they actually align with the gameplay and stuff like that. So that's been a notable thing that I've been doing. Probably should not mess with the wings so much. Yeah. Keep being precise about the stupid wings when I don't have to be. Even though the wings could just be straighter. I'm like looking at this and it looks fine. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this. I should just copy the wings from here. And then I'll do this. Not B. B. Get rid of this. I just copy the wing just to get something more consistent with the other wings. Copy this. Copy. be. It's also really funny that Superman's into what's basically a really mainstream punk band. Like, apparently it was a cameo in Peacemaker 2. But that's kind of just one of those funny things where it's like, yeah, Superman's such a nerd that he likes the equivalent of Green Day. He thinks that's punk rock. And Lois fucking shits on him for it, but like, yeah, well, they're still pretty cool. Being nice is still punk. And yeah, it's one of those just fun little things. Yeah, it's a really nice move with that. But also it has a lot of James Gunnisms in his DC universe. So I'm like, oh, okay. So this was a callback to a previous thing. Because apparently this was a thing in Creatures Commandos that I never saw. Because, you know, Creature Commandos is off a thing that I don't really watch that much. So, I mean, a lot of my friends talk about Creature Commandos all the time. So, I mean, I'm sure it's pretty nice with that. It's just, you know, it is with all that stuff. Yeah, let that roll. Very House of Liquor with the head. Go back. They like have the face going down. Because this was working. Yeah, this is kind of working. Mouse pointing down. I feel like this is too tall. So let me see. Yeah, this will be fine. You know what? Let me add another blank frame, and then we can move you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, what's a dive? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Put down your weapon. You have 5 seconds to comply. 2, 1, non-compliance. Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, I'm now just in Ultra Instinct mode. Just getting stuff done. This is the most work I've done on sprites all week, so I'm that's the one thing that I kind of am angry at myself for, is that I'm not doing enough pixel art in general. Like I currently I think a lot of the I unreasonably follow the pirate software stuff, and the one thing that's kind of just getting me to think about putting more of a fire under my own ass to get more stuff done is the fact that Heartbound didn't release, and there's 2 chapters of Deltarune out. Like, apparently he's been working on Heartbound since the Kickstarter of Undertale, and not only has Undertale been released, there's also Deltarune. Deltarune's already out, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm going just so slow for what's essentially a platformer game. I feel like I really need to just pick up that pace. Because sometimes, I mean, it's out of my hands. I'm not a programmer, but I could learn how to program. It's not like the information's out. Like, I found I can't really program, but I could at least learn. Because, in my head is like the reason why, Adam's taking so long with his stuff is because he's got a day job. He's essentially a high consultant person. Well, not a consultant, but like, he is high up when it comes to his job, so to speak. And essentially, he's got a whole bunch of like sort of important stuff in his job. Like, he's arguably indispensable according to how he's explained how his job is, but because he keeps telling me like how much he is absolutely just frustrated by the management. But obviously I'm not gonna put words in his mouth with that, but obviously it's typical job bullshit, so I'm not fretting so much about that. But it does get me like worried that I'm not doing enough. But I think that's typical of most people. You don't believe that you're doing enough. Alright, it's a nice size. And the fact that the claws are just down here just indicates that, you know, the claws are just much more important. Could nudge the wings up just a bit more, just so everyone's in agreement that
Through the streets we march, all day and all night. Anyone who opposes us will feel our mighty might. This is our mighty fight. XT71, get on the line. Your purpose
Okay.
will be served in time.
now the claws are much more emphasized.
Your purpose will
I could set up so
XT71, get on the line.
you could do like a little pixel flex thing.
71, get on the line. Your purpose will be served in time. XT71, get on the line.
You could probably just do like a
From the top of the underworld, you can
now kind of just in ultra instinct mode where I'm kind of pushing myself to
always fit. The light cut through the dark sky. The soul tide has gotten cold, frozen like a winter snow.
kind of wiggle the little toes.
Green, I can see you again. 'Cause it feels like spring. Yes, it feels like spring is coming for the first time.
I go back to this and have it more of a pivot like this.
Her hands petting them gently. The passion she ignites, greater than Aphrodite. I hope
Have this nudge up.
served by the autumn chill. And when the leaves return, she does as well.
Alright, zoom out a little bit.
'Cause it feels like spring.
Looks pretty nice. Seeing the wings kind of like fly like that. Or I could keep the wings still. And that's how it's. Could keep the wings still. Because it's already flying like this. I need to rework that head because why is it doing that? Damn it.
Melancholy goddess who makes the flowers grow. Please come off Olympus for what's down below.
Why is it like this? I'm like, what did I do? Oops. I done goofed this. Boy.
Just burns like the summer sun. The pain means you're the one. We're just heating up.
Motherfucker.
'Cause it feels like spring.
I know what's up.
Cause it feels like spring. Feels like spring is coming for the first time. Melancholy goddess, whose tears could flood the earth. Please be by my side and start the underworld's rebirth. Cause it feels like spring. Feels like spring is coming for the first time.
Ah, damn it. I don't know why everything got jumbled around.
Got one shot of Jaeger in, and I already regret coming out tonight. If I said no again, my friends would hate me forever. I'm the fifth wheel in a broken down lemon. I see the appeal of being in bed by 11. Cause I just got canned and I started in a damn right dead as a
Working good. I see there. Right. Yep, once I'm just like this, I'm just in ultra instinct mode. Like, once I just run out of stuff to say, I just don't want to talk about nothing, because there isn't anything to say after all this. Okay. Got it. Put like a little bottom on that. But messed up.
What's the worst that can happen? Their hands upon my chest. Don't go by what you'd imagine. They're reaching for the rest.
I don't know why I'm kind of like housekeeping this. It's kind of I just want to make sure it's all just consistent enough. Son of a gun. Okay. Motherfucker, come on. Okay. So, a million different things I want to readjust. Okay. Okay. Put this higher and higher. I don't have to do this since it's just a sword, but I do want to at least make sure the flight animation is right. Okay. Put that there. There we are. Get that a little bit better. Probably could just select this all. Then everything. Oh, I could do that. Why didn't I just do this? Should have just did this from the start. Just select them all. All right. Adjust the position to an actually better spot. Okay. All right, me,
My hands are shaking, my heart's a beating.
it's bothering me right now.
About this hit,
Oh yeah, it's nearly 6, which means
I'm not a crazy
I probably need to get some stuff done with this.
no boy. If you want it done well, then I'm your guy. I'll bring the thunder from down on high. Boom, headshot from a mile away. Boom, headshot, I could dance all day, yeah. Boom, headshot, if you know what I mean. Boom, headshot, like a vision. I've rock and rolled this game before.
Right.
Ready for action, ready to score.
Well, I think it's as good as I can get with the swoop.
Down the sights.
I mean, the wings were expressive. They weren't consistent with the other wings. And making a stupid decision.
Headshot from a mile away.
It is what it is. I'll figure that out. Ugh. Let me see. Parents land at the airport. No. Okay, so 6. I could continue, but I could just wrap this stream because I do need to actually just get out and get ready. You know what? I made a decent amount of progress. Sorry, I took a break, but you know, it is what it is. This is a shorter stream, and I'm still not doing enough, but I gotta deal with some family obligations overall. Anyway, thanks for stopping by stream. Thanks everyone for, having a chat. It's been pretty nice. I'd say in terms of just next things, this owl's practically, motherfucker. Still some sword swings, claw swoops, all this stuff. It is what it is. But I have a legit flying enemy now, so they're pretty fully realized overall, so there we are. But then again, looking at an actual owl, it looks more like they're falling. Their wings are much more stiff looking. Like, I'm looking at these refs. The wings are just much more out. They're not like flappy, which makes sense. So they're constantly out, slowing its descent. And because the feathers are softer, they're quieter and they don't need to flap so much. But because the feathers are softer, they're not as fast. So that's why owls aren't like crazy fast birds like a falcon or an eagle, because they don't really need to do that. They can just sneak up on you. Yeah. I try to learn about owls as I can sometimes, so it is what it is. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just gonna rap. It wouldn't hurt to just rap. Anywho, thanks for stopping by. It was a nice Friday night stream. I will probably try to stream Wednesday, depending on if I want to go back to Art Institute again. But other than that, I do want to spend more time not sitting on my computer desk because, just life. But of course, I do still need to sit at the computer desk and get this done. But most of it's done. I believe by next week I'll actually have a truly definitive answer when a demo will be actually ready, like an actual demo release date, because I'm currently registering and trying to get inside this September Indie Games event. So hopefully we can just have that done by then, and we'll get accepted, and we can actually have a table for that. So that's a big notable news that I want to take on. So they'll hear new stuff as I go, and yeah, thank you very much. I will see you next time. Have a good night.